So we continue studying from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 3, chapter entitled Hiranyakashipu's Plan to Become Immortal, and today's text is text 36. Nantarbahi divanaktam anyasmadapi chayude na bhumau nambare mrityur na nare na mrigerapi nantarbahi अन्यस्मादपि चायुधे न भूमौ नाम्बरे मृत्युर् न नरेण मृगेरपि नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम् अन्यस्मादपि चायुधे न भूमौ नाम्बरे मृत्युर् न नरेण मृगेरपि. Please chant. नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम् अन्यस्मादपि चायुधे न भूमौ नाम्बरे मृत्युर् न नरेण मृगेरपि नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम् अन्यस्मादपि चायुधे न भूमौ नाम्बरे मृत्युर् न नरेण मृगेरपि नान्तर्बहिर्दिवानक्तम् अन्यस्मादपि चायुधे न भूमौ नाम्बरे मृत्युर् न नरेण मृगेरपि न not anta inside the place or home, bahi outside the home, diva during the daytime, naktam during the night, anyasmat from any others beyond Lord Brahma, api even, also, ayude by any weapons and used within this material world, na nor bhumau on the ground, na not ambare in the sky, mrityu death, na not nare by any man, na nor mrige by any animal, api also. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada ki. Grant me that I not die within any residence or outside any residence during the daytime or at night, nor on the ground or in the sky. Grant me that my death not be brought by any being other than those created by you, nor by any weapon, nor by any human being or animal. Purport. Hiranyakashipu was very much afraid of Vishnu's becoming an animal to kill him, because his brother had been killed by Vishnu when the Lord took the shape of a boar. He was therefore very careful to guard against all kinds of animals. But even without taking the shape of an animal, Vishnu could kill him by hurling his Sudarshan Chakra, which can go anywhere without the Lord's physical presence. Therefore, Hiranyakashipu was careful to guard against all kinds of weapons. He guarded against all kinds of time, space, and countries because he was afraid of being killed by someone else in another land. There are many other planets, higher and lower, and therefore he prayed for the benediction of not being killed by any resident of any of these planets. There are three original deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. Hiranyakashipu knew that Brahma would not kill him, but he also wanted not to be killed by Lord Vishnu or Lord Shiva. Consequently, he prayed for such a benediction. Thus, Hiranyakashipu thought himself securely protected from any kind of death caused by any living entity within the universe. He also carefully guarded against natural death, which might take place within his house or outside of the house. वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपा बुद्धिर्य तमहं प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत् कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Sound I believe is audible now. this this is life. Hiranyakashipu is trying to force his way in to be immortal. As you would have seen, I tried to force my way in to sit on the Vyasasana today and give class. What to do, that's my style. And now that I'm on the Vyasasana, don't think so anyone can stop me. But your kind, loving devotees so kindly bless us, kindly keep on encouraging us. Normally, when someone does some austerity or some devotion, something for someone, normally what is observed that the person's heart changes. Leave Krishna consciousness for a matter. Krishna consciousness, anyways, is a very, very lofty practice. It's a very lofty practice. But generally, if we do something good for the society, if we help an elderly person cross the street, generally our heart changes, right? Okay, I was rushing to go somewhere, but this elderly person I saw he needed help. Okay, fine. I gave 1 minute or 5 minutes time to the elderly person and although I'm all anyways running late, but just doing that act of some kindness, engaging myself in some sort of austerity or doing something pleases the heart a bit, right? Pleases the heart a bit. And now here Hiranyakashipu did austerities for how many number of years? Wow. Tremendous number of years. But look, as Lord Brahma came and sprinkled water on him, he came back to his external senses. Hiranyakashipu, Lord Brahma gave him his body, and Hiranyakashipu having a dialogue with Lord Brahma. Uh, he's glorifying a bit Lord Brahma. And then when it comes to asking for benediction, straight away it's like very self-centered benedictions he's all asking. That okay, if we see, uh, I think from previous verse he asks benediction, mm, and he says, if you will kindly grant me the benediction I desire, please let me not meet death from any of the living entities created by you. Uh, Straight on, like, let me not die this way or that way. He isn't at all asking that, let me help me bring a change in the society, help me bring a change in the universe, in your creation, help me do something good. No, just let me, make me immortal, give me all the power, give me this immortality, no one can come in my way. And then whatever needs doing, I can sort myself out, I know. And we see others also, na, Dhruva Maharaj doing such tremendous austerity, others performing austerity, and when Lord Vishnu comes, their whatever objective, they went on into their Krishna consciousness. But when Lord Vishnu appeared, straight away they were very embarrassed. Dhruva Maharaj says, I'm so embarrassed, what did I ask for you? With what approach did I approach you? But here he is not at all feeling embarrassed. So there's a gulf of difference between the very basic general thought process knowledge of a basic sadhaka, say, and of a demoniac personality. For a sadhaka, the basic foundation of life is what? I am not this body, I am a spirit soul. Fine. Furthermore, law of karma exists. Fine. Furthermore, reincarnation exists. Furthermore, checking into my desires and thoughts. Furthermore, Krishna is the existence of my life. Hmm. Krishna is the source of my life. When we say Paramatma, Krishna is the Atma of the Atma. He's the soul of the soul. That is the basic foundation, that whole life is should be encircled around to bring joy to Krishna and to his devotees. Hmm? That is what. And for a karmi, he knows nothing but sense enjoyment. But Hiranyakashipu is taking things even further extreme. This is Bhagavatam. Many places we find in Bhagavatam things go to the extreme. Uh, and for us, it may seem extreme. It may certainly appear very extreme. But when we see from perhaps Lord Vishnu's perspective or Lord Brahma and all, what is so shocking about it? A conditioned soul in his conditioned nature is bound to act wrongly, is bound to think wrongly, is bound to do things wrongly. And in his head, he may think that I'm in the right space, I'm doing the right cause, I'm doing the right thing. Hiranyakashipu, it never budged him that I'm asking the wrong benediction here. I'm approaching the wrong personality. Even though practicing austerity, still no transformation of heart. And that is Krishna consciousness. It is to bring about a real change, real transformation in our hearts altogether. What good is it if it does not bring a transformation in our heart? It does not bring a clarity in our mind, clarity in our consciousness. Huh? We are driven by what? Our consciousness is driven by something called as conscience. This English word, right? What does conscience mean? Yeah, something I may not be pronouncing correctly. Oh no, no, not consignment, not Amazon consignment or not that thing. Our conscience, as in, is it something like a morality check within ourselves that yes, conscience, that yes, my conscience is clear. My conscience allows me. My conscience says that I'm on the right track, I'm on the right path, and so on. So, Hiranyakashipu, he's validating perhaps himself and his conscience. We don't see at all any distinction. And see, there should be nothing as such shocking in the practice of Krishna consciousness. Hiranyakashipu, he had the blessing, he had the association of Prahlad Maharaj. Wow. What more do you need in life? If you have the direct association of Prahlad Maharaj, if you see your son, Prahlad Maharaj, the purest devotee of Lord, but look Hiranyakashipu, the purest demon. Such an extreme. Such an extreme. So help is all round the corner. Just we need that slight bit of sanity, slight bit of wisdom to appreciate and understand Krishna consciousness, to be humble enough to take good association. Now, also familiarity breeds contempt. Dangerous, very heavy. Familiarity breeds contempt, and perhaps it may not be easy for if father and son both are practicing Krishna consciousness, both are say initiated devotee, but what they both know each other for a certain number of years, then familiarity breeds contempt. Mother and son, husband and wife, perhaps. So this thing. Now, Hiranyakashipu, he took Prahlad to be granted. We will see further on. He will be taking Prahlad to be granted. But he had such a golden opportunity. By the blessings of Prahlad, by appreciating his devotion, he could have really made it. And this same familiarity in Krishna consciousness, actually, it is this familiarity itself in Krishna consciousness which will make us attain Krishna. What familiarity? Sa eva sadhu shukrito moksha dwaram apavritam. Message of Srimad Bhagavatam, we see Lord Kapila Muni, Kapil Dev, incarnation of Lord Shri Krishna, he is instructing to his own mother Devahuti. Uh, uh, just on the grand position of Mother Devahuti. See the grand position of Mother Devahuti. So blessed she is. What? She had her father. Who was Devahuti's father? One of the Manus, right? Swambhuva Manu, I believe. Came from a royal family, a great devotee, a great father. Married to whom? Kardama Muni, a great devotee, and has a son in the name of Kapila Dev, the incarnation of Lord Shri Krishna. So, such a great position for Mother Devahuti, receiving such good instructions from all over. And Kapil Muni, he says to Mother Devahuti that this attachment, we cannot live without attachment. It is an emotion which we can never kill. But we are currently attached to our own desires, own thoughts, my thinking and all everything, which may or may not be in line with shastras, which may or may not be in line with scriptures, which may not be in line with guru, which may or may not be in line with Krishna consciousness. But Kapil Dev says that very same attachment, when applied to devotees, when that is put into devotees, when we become attached to devotees, sa eva su sadhu shukrito. Sadhu, particularly he's saying sadhu, he's not saying shastra or like that. When it is attached, when we become attached to a pure devotee of the Lord, that very same attachment will what? Moksha dwaram apavritam, will open the doors of liberation altogether. So, this human form of life gives us an opportunity to spot a pure devotee of the Lord, to search for a pure devotee of the Lord, then to take shelter of that pure devotee of the Lord, to serve that pure devotee, to fall in love with that pure devotee. And always remember, meditate on that glories of the pure devotee of the Lord, which Hiranyakashipu is struggling, even though he himself is not seeing Lord Brahma in that light, apparently doing this much austerity and all, but still within himself there's lots of diplomacy inside. Two things are I don't want to say horrible, but I don't know what better word to use. Say so. Two things are very poor, extremely unwanted for one's advancement in Krishna consciousness. Diplomacy, subtle politics, not so good. Politics, anyways, is not at all good. Hmm. Mahaprabhu hated politics, Kuti Nati. Oh, grossly hated Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu hated Kuti Nati, this politics. Mahaprabhu hated what? This Asata Sangh. असत संग छाड़ी यही वैष्णव आचार. Mahaprabhu wants us to not get sidetracked by asat sang. It doesn't necessarily just mean the association of a karmi at work, the association of a flatmate, housemate who is karmi, who is into say a bit of drinking or a bit of social life in that sense and all. No, anywhere wherein we are um, we are stuck by some mundane realm, mundane temporary thought process, vision, and all. We should give up that. So, not just like grossly getting deviated by glamour of this world, that should not be there. Then, not deviated by name, fame, and all. That is again very heavy fall down. To be falling at the trap of name, fame, societal name, fame, or within the devotee community seeking name, fame, and things like that. Huh. So not getting into any this exploitation, abuse or exploitation, abusing power, abusing money, abusing someone emotionally, abusing someone physically, abusing financially in any sense. And all this will stem out. Why? Because I'm not philosophically situated. I'm not correctly philosophically situated. Or I do not have faith in the Gurumukha Padmavakya, Chittete Koriyakya. Yeah, the transcendental sound vibration. Arjuna, look at his head. So many thoughts must have been going through his head, no? Generally, like managing work, family, things, and all, and simultaneously doing devotional service. Those living in temple and doing services, or those outside of temple doing services, sometimes comes in our life lots of thoughts going on, or when there is like marathon time or festival time, so many things to handle at the same time. Now for Arjuna, it was everything. We have this fast forward generation we are now, right? In fast forward, so everything for Arjuna, maybe I don't know, multiplied by 10,000 times, multiplied by whatever times, so much of quick decision making, so many things going on in his head. But what did he do? He silently, as we see in this picture also, he silently sat at the lotus feet of Krishna and he let Krishna speak. Guru Mukha Padmavakya Chittete Koriyakya. He may have agreed, he may not have agreed, perhaps that's a secondary thing. But the best part is he allowed himself to act in the will of Krishna. Doesn't matter what he believes or doesn't believe. He allowed himself to act in the will of Krishna. Ah, and that is the glory Arjuna achieved or attained. So it is, as Alokshaja Prabhu says in his classes, na, real understanding will come about. Real understanding will come about when I stand under the divine transcendental lotus feet of spiritual master. If I try to not stand under the feet or sit down, say, Shri Shri Khoranitai Mayapur Sashi Ki, if I do not allow myself to sit under the divine transcendental lotus feet of spiritual master, what kind of understanding will I attain? Hmm? And it is not again to prove myself that I become a devotee or I know this much and that much and all. Nothing. Rather, Krishna consciousness is a path of disproving. It is a path of disproving. Srila Rupa Goswami. Can anyone ever claim to be any scholarly than Srila Rupa Goswami? Any knowledgeable, any rich? Any universe, perhaps ruin the universe. You know, Prabhupada, he did two tremendous things. Prabhupada, he tapped into the brain or heart of Lord Brahma. Or what Lord Brahma did these two things, right? Lord Brahma facilitated or created the material universe. That Lord Brahma did. Alongside, what did he do? He gave us Vedas, the scriptures. So read the scriptures and then act in the world. Huh? If he just created the universe without giving us scriptures, difficult. Huh? If he just gave us scriptures and didn't give us an opportunity to act, how do we? So he gave us both scriptures and act according. So Prabhupada, huh? Prabhupada created a society and simultaneously study Bhagavatam, read Bhagavatam, learn how to associate with devotees. So one who learns how to associate with devotees will make it, and one who struggles to associate with devotees, very difficult then. See, practicing Krishna consciousness, deities are so sweet, they are beautiful, no one gets as such hurt by deities. Prasadam is so glorious, no one gets a bit hurt by prasadam. Huh? Harinam, no one gets hurt by Harinam. But it is devotees, speaking for myself, it is myself, my behavior, my etiquette, how I act, how I speak, and all. That is what can be a bit hurtful or painful to someone. So I should be watching myself out. I should be careful. Okay, at this point, maybe I will take a pause if there are any thoughts, questions. Yes, bro. Thank you, bro. So, difference between conscience and consciousness. What my consciousness allows me to understand is conscience is like a validity checkpoint that yes, myself, I confirm that my conscience is clear. As you say, like, okay, it's like having a, if I somewhat understand the super soul, although I'm not much in touch, say, and all. But everyone, like outsiders, they would generally say gut feeling or instinct, something on those lines. So it is having an internal dialogue that yes, confirmation or validation, I'm clean, I'm honest, I'm fine, I get this checkpoint. But for us practicing sadhakas, our checkpoint should be Guru Sadhu Shastra. Should not be blindly following Guru and should not be not just following also. We should be studying scriptures. Prabhupada gave us Bhagavatam and such sweet commentaries. How can we not read it? And if we don't read Bhagavatam, if we don't take shelter of Bhagavatam, what will happen? Idle mind is a dangerous mind. devil's workshop. It's going to happen that if we don't study, if we don't do japa, it is going to happen. And preaching will happen. Preaching will happen. We don't need to have such worry about preaching. Many times it may come about, right? That, okay, I've studied Bhagavad Gita roughly, I've listened to the classes, and I've gone through and all. When will I get to sit in the Vyasasana? When will I get to? Before preaching, a hunger has to be developed for preaching. Before preaching, there has to be humility, there has to be desire, and furthermore, and if there is desire, we should be patient, we should show that austerity. And someone, and again, preaching is not like, okay, I sit in the Vyasasana and I'm preaching to someone. No? That is not the teachings of Rupa Goswami. It is essentially for self purification and glorification, furthermore. So, difference between consciousness and conscience. Conscience, I understand, maybe is the checking point, the validation point. But for us, how our conscience and consciousness has to be everything in one line. And for us, the checkpoint is what? Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Understanding from the Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. And again, the practicing Krishna consciousness, there are two things. One is a spiritual understanding, spiritual way of working. Another, managerial understanding, managerial way of working. Like we say, na, someone studying university, how he manages his study schedule, working, family, and all, and sadhana, spiritual way of understanding. They should never be conflicting, they should be complementing. And when it comes to taking shelter of Guru Maharaj, one should not see that, oh, my Guru Maharaj, he knows Shastra, he quotes, but managerial wise, no, he's a bit no. Management wise, no. No, no, that should not be the thought. We should not have such mundane checkpoints and anything on transcendental personalities. So for us, we should not be driven by the super soul. Rather, when we take initiation, it is the spiritual master who should be guiding our life, who should be sailing our boat, or this is what we say, na? When after Guru Puja, we say the lotus feet of our spiritual master. So it should be the spiritual master taking forward us to the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. On the second thing, fall down like deviation or the grossly, which is more. So it was last year, Raghunath Prabhu, Karuna Chandra Prabhu, Karuna Rasa Mataji, they conducted this course. I love the name of the course, and the course was beautiful. What? Philosophy, culture, and etiquette. So this course was conducted in Karuna Bhavan last year, philosophy, culture, and etiquette. Now, this made me wonder, this whole Krishna consciousness is what? Philosophy, culture, and etiquette. Maybe this is a question for all of us. Of these three, which is the most important? Philosophy, culture, or etiquette? Us practicing Krishna consciousness, what should be I most careful about? Philosophy, culture, or etiquette? What do you say, Tulasi? Oh, she says Hare Krishna. Yes, bro. Etiquette is the practical expression application of the two. Nice, yes. But of the three, which is the most important? What I think or understand or say, philosophy. Philosophy is the ground, is the basic base. Sometimes what may happen, coming from Indian origin, what may happen, I culturally associate with Krishna consciousness. Etiquette wise, I associate with Krishna consciousness. But philosophically speaking, I may be a bit into demigod worship or preaching here, this and that. So many such things may come about. Culturally, I understand, but philosophically, not so fine. And it may happen what? Again, from say Indian origin. Philosophically, I understand, but culturally and etiquette wise, no, I'm a bit wayward. So Prabhupada kind of said this, right? Philosophy without religion is mental speculation. Religion without philosophy is sentimental. So our this standpoint has to be philosophy, has to be the ground, the Siddhanta. Mahaprabhu says na in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Siddhanta baliya chitta na kariye alas. In order to understand the Siddhant, One should not be lazy. Huh? Iya hoite lage sudrida manas. If we have to become very fixed up in our faith in Krishna consciousness, we have to understand the Siddhanta philosophy. That doesn't mean we all have to be very philosophical or contemplative or deep thinkers. What it means is, can we build our faith in the lotus feet of one devotee? Can we build our faith with some devotee and take the shelter of the devotee? And if the devotee tells me, go right, I go right. If the devotee tells me, go left, I go left. If the devotee tells me, drop this thing, I drop this thing. Take this thing, I take that thing. Otherwise, don't know, whimsical or so many things. Now, practicing Krishna consciousness, could it be I'm a bit cheating myself? Does this somewhat answer your question, Prabhu? Yes, Gandhaki.
But what you just said now, we also need to be careful with blind following,
Yes.
because as you said, devotee say devotee is with so on and so forth. But also we need to be careful because Srila Prabhupada never encouraged blind following. And we have seen the history of ISKCON that like great so-called personality said some things which were not philosophically correct, and some devotees, disciples, or whatever, they follow him blindly, and there was a big havoc in many situations.
Sure.
I think we should follow the instructions of the pure devotee for sure, but we also use our, in the process, we should not lose our discrimination, and we should not be blind follower. Whatever the Guru said should always be backed up by Guru Sadhu Shastra, and then we are sure that whatever we are following is the correct thing to do.
Thank you, bro.
It's just the first thing, as well as in Srimad Chintamani, Shri Prabhupada talks about an expression which is misused a lot is the expression automatic advancement. And he says there's automatic advancement as educated endeavor. And he says automatic advancement is not an alternative, but a result of educated endeavor. So if you follow everybody nicely and you're doing everything, it's not that you're making automatic advancement until you've cultivated a sufficient grasp of the knowledge to make it educated endeavor. And then, if you do that, if you've read all Prabhupada's books and you're applying all his instructions, then you'll make automatic advancement. But you can't do that.
Yeah. Apologies, I don't mean to say that we blindly follow someone. What I was trying to help myself understand is, of course, Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, we should be studying scriptures, we should be maintaining a good demeanor, a good behavior, culture, etiquette, and philosophically from our side, whatever needs doing. That bit. But a point has to come. If we want to attain Krishna, a point has to come that we blindly follow also the instruction of the spiritual master. Prabhupada, one may say, he blindly followed the instruction of his spiritual master. Before coming into the West, where was ISKCON or where was anything? Within India, who knew as such Gaudiya Math also, na? But Prabhupada's Guru Maharaj told him what? You print books, distribute books. And Prabhupada himself, right, in America or somewhere, he was in a garden, in a park, and someone said, Swamiji, where is temple or something? Prabhupada said, no, I see temples, I see books, I see these centers, eco farms, this and that. Just time is the separation. So when we have heart-to-heart connection with someone, then we want to follow. We should be left with no other choice other than following. Big Mahaprabhu says na in Chaitanya Charitamrita, दीक्षा काले भक्त करे आत्म समर्पण सही काले कृष्ण करे तारे आत्मसम. If we want to be embraced by Krishna, this Atma Samarpan has to be there. What does Atma Samarpan mean? Yeah? whatever faculty of existence we had. Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya, mam ekam sharanam braja, aham tvam sarva papebho mokshashami masucha. So, whatever faculty of existence we had, if we have that heart-to-heart connection. Now, Prabhupada and his heart-to-heart relationship. Perhaps, if I take this position, did all of them have heart-to-heart connection with Prabhupada? Or some of them, maybe some of them did not have, a bit theoretically speaking, but some of them did have that heart-to-heart connection with Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, you continue studying, they continued studying. You stop studying, they stop studying their academic study and all. So that heart-to-heart connection, Prabhupada said, do this. And this is what the parampara, the teachings Prabhupada is wanting us to take on, having to heart connection with spiritual master. And of course, Shastras is the checkpoint. We validate with devotees. We submit our thing, our heart to the spiritual master. Arjuna submitted his heart to Krishna, and yet, even though, when you see Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna told Krishna, I surrender unto you. Even after that, he carried on speaking one or two verses, and then Krishna started speaking. So, even though I may have said, yes, I surrender, but my heart, my existence is still not there. And that is the process, then we go through it. See, Krishna consciousness is definitely not a cult. But in order to attain Krishna, we have to take it as a cult. In the cult, cult. Krishna consciousness is definitely not a cult in the sense that cult means you follow someone and you blindly follow someone and you give up your life altogether and you denounce society and everything. So it's not in that sense, but in a sense following, like Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto says, na, that one who follows blindly in the path of Krishna consciousness, he will not fall anywhere. He will attain towards Krishna. Yes, bro.
Yeah, there's confirmation when Krishna's Kaviraj was going to write the Bhagavatam felt for the deity.
Yes.
But Prabhupada was going to come to the West with Goswami Kirtan,
Yes.
so think about it again, that he's saying,
Yes.
if you have complete just blind following without
Yes.
confirmation, so the process is that you put your heart shraddha into the words of the spiritual master, but then during the course of applying those instructions, confirmation very good.
Yes.
When confirmation doesn't come, you need to safeguard against. You may not be heart to heart. It may just be your mind, and suddenly, which kind of it throws in this whole question of guru avadya that if you think the spiritual master can be hoodwinked, you were making that point a little bit earlier on. So the spiritual master will say something, full faith in him. But if you think he's been hoodwinked, then that casts, the offense of Guru Bhagya. On the other hand, if you go ahead with something on the instructions of the spiritual master, then there will be confirmation.
Yes.
And then you will be assured to one.
True.
Prabhupada, he knew where I'm telling you, there was some floor convention proposed. So he was well aware of what was going on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, our humility was saying, plan and follow to encourage his disciples, but just do this even though you're not sure. And then I guarantee there will be confirmation.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. When we follow the process, along the process, we see confirmation things come to. Andy, were you saying something or? Oh.
Just apply following, it has a negative connotation. So that thing you cannot apply this to a pure devotee following his spiritual wishes, blind follow. You got a negative connotation.
Yes.
Means that because blind means we don't know where we're going. I mean, there's implied ignorance, and it cannot be applied to like Prabhupada following his pure like blind.
Yeah, true.
You would say like full faith.
Yes.
Full face and full heart and everything.
Thank you, bro. Yeah. Yeah, certainly Prabhupada not blindly following his spiritual master in that sense. He had full faith and full backing up. He had full faith and yes, and in the lotus word of his spiritual master. Okay, thank you very much for your kind attention and encouragement. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Gaur Premanandi.